Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about first of all difference between ID element and a class element, and then also we are going to talk about ID elements and then how to use JavaScript for ID elements. So let's get started. First of all, I have my program here, which I have kept it as ready. Yeah. So in this, what we are going to do is see in the previous video I had talked about. Using name classes. So let's start with what's an id attribute. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I am going to change this hash name. Yeah, from dot name I'm just yeah, let's do it from the beginning. I'm just keeping the style as it is and then just changing this entire thing. Yeah, so within the style element you can see previous videos for this one, but just to make things simpler, I'm just using this like hash name, and then background color is light blue, then color is black, then padding, let me just keep it as 5 pixel to just keep it more clean, then text alignment, central. Yeah, and then just close this. So my style element is done. Then in the body I have yeah, so instead of using span we just have to incorporate this into a particular element as id. So let me remove this. Let's do it for this one. Let's get rid of span as well. Get rid of span. Get rid of this one as well. Yeah, and in one of the headings let me just put id, which is the id element, equals to, then name is the one that we are using, and then nothing else is required. Let me just copy it, paste it here, press Ctrl S, and then try to run it in the browser. Yeah, so you can see that my element is in this way. The other text is not as per the id, but this one is. uh, so now let's try to differentiate between an id and a class that we are talking about. So back to the program. In this I already have uh, the we use a hash, and then use id, and we use a dot, and then we use the classes. So within the style element I'm defining both of them, and I have already defined the id. Now with the class use a dot, and this, and then something like who, and then define it as background color is tomato, then color white, then padding. Again, I'll just keep it as 5 pixel, then close it. Now in one of the elements we have the id, and in this paragraph thing I will just add my my class, which is, yeah, and in multiple elements I am going to use this as a class. So let me just put this one as well, like h3, and id can be used only once, class can be used multiple times. So let me just put it into a paragraph, slash p. If there's any other text, we can also put that in slash p in paragraph form. So classes can be used multiple times. So let me go ahead and use it multiple times. ID is just one. Let's remove the additional spaces. Oops. Yeah. So over here, I am defining the class equals to WHO. Yeah. And just copy this much into several of the elements. Copy it here as well. And then Control A, Control C, pick it up. And then, yeah, Control A, Control V, Control S, press F5. Yeah. So you can see that one of the elements is in the ID, and then the other one is in the classes. So classes can be used multiple times. And the last one is that I'm going to use a JavaScript, and with the JavaScript we'll try to change some text. So let's do that one as well. Uh, yeah. So what we want is when we click on a button, then some different text should be displayed. So first of all, let's get rid of the let's get rid of this thing. Yeah. And in the body, I have to define a script for Java. Yeah, let's remove these IDs as well. Remove the class. This one as well. Yeah. Okay. Now the script in the body here is script script, and then and also one more thing we are going to do is before the script, let me take one of the elements from here, put it put it here, and then define it as, give it some id. Id is equal to, just give it as name, it's some identification, and then yeah, then define a button which is on click, and we want to run a script. Display result, let me make the R capital. Display result, this is the function. Then Yeah, we want to say click here and then button. Yeah, and in the script we want to define how this function works. So the function is supposed to display the result as document dot get element by id. So we are picking that id up. That is, again, that is name, which we used here. Yeah, and then inside it we have like so we are changing it from higher, and then yeah, let's change it to um, yeah, let's change it to kit. Yeah, and this, and then close this, and then this, then close the script as well. Let's remove this these additional fields. We just want one result. So yeah, let's copy and then paste it. Control S. Let's see what happens. So you got one text here. It says click here. And you can see when I click on it, it changes to Kate. So that's how we do it with JavaScript. And